Hi guys, welcome back to the Noob DM channel. This is Ariel. I wanted to briefly return before we do anything else, kind of pick it up from loose ends and try to return to our discussion of the different starter sets. Starting with the Stranger Things Dungeons and Dragons start set. Now, this is not going to be a review per se like they have in this website by Brian Winters. Um, uh, the Board Game Quest reviewed this back in 2019, and he talks about what's in the box and what the book's all about. So I don't want to spend too much time on his intro, except to say that I do agree with some of his misses. That there's a lot of empty space in the box. That the Demogorgon figure, miniatures, they seem to be like money grabs, and the only art is Stranger Things photos. I don't really care about that, but the adventure book uses kind of annoying handwriting font, and I agree with that. And I think they're trying to recreate. I think they're trying to make it seem like it was written by the kids themselves. I don't know if they're. I think that's what the intention was. But anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at what's in the box so that we can transition into the fifth edition starter set, of which there are three of them, if I'm not mistaken, with a fourth one coming up at the end of the month. All right, guys, here we are, and we're finally continuing this series on the box sets because there's a new one coming up. I think it's at the end of July, if I'm not mistaken, the Dragon starter set, which will be the new one for 5e. 5.5 or whatever you want to call this, the current edition. So here we have. I actually didn't pay for this. This was I'm starting a campaign for the young ones over at the Clear Lake Library, Red Bud Library. And so I went to Middletown yesterday, and one of the ladies that actually is running a campaign over there, they have a group that meets on Fridays. She actually gave this donated this to the Clear Lake one, so I could take a look at it. She said this was a good one to start off people with, and I kind of wanted to highlight this one because it is, as you can see, the starter set for the branded starter set with for Stranger Things. I was in Walmart the other day and I saw that Walmart had some Stranger Things D&D like kind of graphic novels, kind of comic book style, and it was all about. They had it was like a whole series. Then I was like, oh, maybe I'll pick one up. And then I went back to the store a couple of days later. They were all gone. So I guess now with Stranger Things coming back for the fourth season, I only watched I watched like a couple of episodes, like maybe half of the first season, and I got really bored. It was good, but it seemed to be kind of, it was giving me an X Files vibe with the whole thing with 11. But anyway, couldn't really make it to the end of the series. Maybe I'll pick it up. I'll try it again later. But here we go. This one came out a few years back. I don't know exactly what year this came out. Maybe 2020, 2021, maybe even earlier. But since we're doing the comparisons of the starter sets, I would have never paid for this myself because I'm not a big fan of this crossover promotions for Dungeons and Dragons. But Netflix, Stranger Things actually started a lot of people on their path to playing Dungeons and Dragons. So let's see what this set comes with. Right off the bat, you'll see that it says that it comes with if I can focus this better, let me see, two exclusive. Can I focus this? This is so hard to focus on this camera. Well, it says two exclusive Demogorgon figures are inside. So I'm just gonna crack open the box. Oh well, let's look at the back of the box and see what that comes with. It says that it's embark on a D&D adventure created by Mike, which is one of the kids in the show, I guess. pick your character. Will you be the Will the Wise or Dustin the Dwarf? Will you make it out alive? Blah blah blah. And then it comes with a bunch of dice and two minis and some character sheets. They actually included Demogorgon minis in this one, which is better than the starter set that the original starter set that came with no minis at all. I haven't done a video for that one, but you've seen how much they put in the 3.5 and the 4th edition ones, as compared to what they have now in this box sets on 5th edition, which are pretty cool in the sense that they're branded. So if you're a fan of your starter of Stranger Things, they're kind of cool. But if you're not, then it's hit and miss really. So you can see there are the dice, regular, standard. Pick these up. These blue. Regular, standard, nothing special, polyhedron dice. Let's see, there you are. This set was missing the D4, so this D4 actually did not come with it originally. I just sort of added it because I have extra D4s. And here are the two minis. We'll zoom in on that. I don't know why. I haven't really seen the whole show, so maybe I will. But here's Demogorgon, but he looks like I don't know why they changed it, because this Demogorgon creature is supposed to be like a Demogorgon. He looks like he's like he does on the show, I guess, but doesn't really look like Demogorgon. There's two of them, so there's that. But the Demogorgon that I'm used to, and even on the original Dungeon Masters or Monster Manual rather, doesn't look anything like this. He has multiple heads, and this one looks like he has a flower, like one of those one of those flowers that it's gonna eat you up in Little Shop of Horrors. That's what kind of that really reminds me of. But anyway, that's the two minis that it comes with. Again, it's pretty weak if you compare it to the 3.5 starter set, which came with like all the character minis, and it came with a whole bunch of minis that you can use, including a blue dragon. So if you compare it to that 3.5 one from back in the day, it doesn't. There is no comparison. But that's what you get in the box. And then your standard character sheets. These are pre-generated sheets. So you have the ranger, half-orc ranger. The different classes, the wizard, half-elf wizard, and then you have the paladin, human paladin, and the hill dwarf, and the last one is a wood elf, cleric wood elf. Now I don't know if they just threw this for character classes, or if they actually have these classes in the show, but again, I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'm not sure. So this is what it comes with in terms of a rule book. The rule book, I would say, is pretty complete and pretty nice. It's sort of like a mini version, just like the other ones in the original starter set and in the Essentials kit, which we're gonna look at in other videos. But it basically tells you how to play the game. How do you do the ability checks. But what's different about this one, because it's branded, it has like some scenes from the show, I guess. How to make attacks, damage rolls. See, here's like another. That's the guy. That's the little boy from the show, one of the main characters, and it has a nice assortment of basic tables, like your armor table and your weapons. This is exactly what you can find in the player's handbook, but it's nice that they give you that adventure gear that's specific for the campaign. See if I can find another. And then at the end, it has all the spells, because of course, if you're playing the wizard, you're gonna need spells. Here's another shot of that little girl 11, which reminds, you know what? I was watching Stranger Things season 1, and if you've ever watched an old show with Jessica Alba that came out around the year 2000, I believe, and it was it was on Fox. It was a Fox show, and it was called Dark Angel. Dark Angel. It only lasted about 2 seasons, but this show, when I was watching Stranger Things season one, reminded me a whole, especially this 11 character, reminded me a whole lot of the Jessica Alba character in Dark Angel. So you might want, if you like Stranger Things, you can find Dark Angel streaming somewhere. I would recommend. There's only 2 seasons, so it's easy to binge watch. A young Jessica Alba in a very good sci-fi show. So anyway, here are the spells. They list all the spells you're gonna need. They're your standard spells: Hunter's Mark, Invisibility, Lightning Bolt, Magic Missile. The type of stuff that you would expect to find in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons book. It's hard to hold the camera and flip these pages. There's a whole bunch of spells. Here's my favorite fifth edition spell, Vicious Mockery, where you just cast it and then it's a cantrip, so you can cast it as much as you want, and you're basically insulting your foes. It's a great thing. So there's a couple of appendix of magic items. So they give you your standard magic items, some plus one weapons, plus one armor, and a bag of holding, boots of Elvenkind. It's really interesting to me that they included an appendix with magic items, because the player's handbook for fifth edition in general, they don't really make a big deal out of magic items, because they're supposed to be rare. I mean, the characters are powerful enough, and magic just sort of breaks, in my opinion, a lot of the mechanics. And then you have the magic items, that is. And then you have Appendix B for monsters, all the monsters that you're gonna find. And there you have the stat blocks right here, like the Bugbear and your Demogorgon. There's Demogorgon, which is, by the way, he has an armor class of 15, but he has a challenge rating of 4, which means that he's at 1,100 XP if you defeat him. And you got the Doppelganger, standard foes that are featured in Dungeons and Dragons and that are mentioned in the show. And then the last thing it comes with, unless I'm missing any component, the last thing it comes with is the adventure itself, adventure book, Hunt for the Thessal Hydra, which is, I guess this matches what happens in the show as well. They're hunting for the Thessal Hydra. And if you don't know what a Thessal Hydra is, I will show you exactly what it looks like from the book itself. Let me just turn the page and find the correct image, because I saw him in here. But basically, before we do that, the Lost Knight, it's like an NPC that the characters engage with. Again, I don't know if this was in the show. I'm guessing that it was, but it's a basic pre-generated module-like adventure. Has a map, as you can tell, and the map will tell you when you enter the troglodyte caverns looking for how do you say that? The Thessal Hydra. Then you go into the caves and you go into the cursed labyrinth, and it tells you what each area consists of as part of the adventure. It's a very brief adventure, but it looks like it might be meaty enough to get people started playing, which is the whole purpose of the set. And it's got the upside down, and I know that the upside down from the few episodes that I saw, it's mentioned in the show. It's a big component of the show. Inside upside down encounters. Then you have the Proud Princess. So the characters are interacting with NPCs like the Proud Princess. And here's Demogorgon. Again, I have no idea why it looks like he looks the way he does here, which is way different than what he usually looks like. But anyway, maybe I'm pretty sure there's a show-related reason why he looks different. And maybe if you guys know, just leave a comment or let me know why he looks so different. And then you get to the lair of the monster. Here's the big monster, the big boss monster, which is the Thessal Hydra, however you say that. So it's basically kind of looks like a dragon lizard type thing with 1, 2, 3. It looks like multiple heads, 8 heads. Yeah, It's pretty frightening, and I don't know. I didn't check the stat blocks, but I'm sure it's pretty high up. There's probably like a level 5. Oh, here it is. Here's the stat block. So he basically has 69 hit points, which is not too bad. That's like a challenge rating of 4, and but he's the big boss monster that you fight in this adventure. So there you have it. That's what comes with the Stranger Things starter set rule book. If you've ever wondered, it's been, like I said, it's been out for a while. I've seen it at the hobby store for a number of times. I would never spend money on it because, again, I'm not really into these cross promotions with shows. But it's smart for Wizard of the Coast to do this because obviously, you know, people watch the show and they're like, oh, they're playing D&D. That looks like fun. So they went ahead and did that. And it's not the first time they did a crossover. They've done multiple ones, but. Yeah, the final verdict on this is it's decent. It gets the job done, but really I don't like the way they skimp on components. Like the 3. You saw that if you saw my 3.5 video, you can look in the channel at that, and if you see the 4th edition one, even the 4th edition one, which didn't have minis but had the tokens, offers a whole lot more than this set or any of the other 5e sets that we're gonna take a look at in the future.